Hello! In this lesson, we are going to start another new subject in this course. We are going to start talking about special template files. Well, first of all, what are templates? Templates are nothing more than files that help us display some content in a page. WordPress uses these files to define, for example, how to position or style some content on the screen. This particular content, in turn, will be rendered differently on the screen when compared to other content that uses, well, other template file. WordPress has several template files, each one is for presenting one type of content. But let's take a well-known example. In a theme, every time the user visits a post, the page that displays the full content of that post uses a template file called single.php. Usually, a single.php file has the calls to the header and the footer, maybe one or more widget areas, and in the very center, there is a loop that is meant to display the post title, the full post content, and any other information that the theme creator wants to display on this type of page. In the absence of this file, some themes use other files such as the index.php or the singular.php. There's also a file called archive.php. This template file is used to present a list of posts from a certain category or that have a certain tag, or published on a certain date, or published by a certain author. Generally, a page controlled by this file has a list of posts, each post showing the title with a link, some information about the post, a short summary of the post, maybe a read more button, and a featured image of the post. Not all themes have a file called archive.php. In the absence of this, some themes use the index.php file. The index.php is pretty much used to do the same thing, that is, show a list of posts from the site. In short, each template file is responsible for formatting the content in a certain way and is usually controlled by the theme. But it is possible that your plugin wants to control the appearance of these pages in order to display different content. For example, the WooCommerce plugin doesn't rely on the theme's archive.php to render the shop page. That's the page that shows the product list. For this, it uses a special file called archive.product.php. Through this file, it can control how the shop looks like, adding a specific widget area and arranging the products in a more appropriate way. To show the specific page of a product, which is nothing more than a post type called product, it doesn't use the single.php file of the theme that is active on the site. To display the product, it uses a file called singleproduct.php. This way, it can format the product page in a more appropriate way. Take a look at how a product page is totally different from a regular post page. To achieve this, WooCommerce creates its own template files, except that this only works 100% in themes that declare support to WooCommerce. Well, in this course, this specific WooCommerce process is not really relevant. If you are interested, you can enroll in another course of mine about theme development with WooCommerce, or get my book called The Web Developer's Guide to WordPress. The links are in the bonus lesson of this course if you are on Udemy. On Skillshare, you'll find it under the Projects and Resources tab. But in this course, you'll be learning about how to allow any theme to declare support for our plugin. We're going to use this to our advantage in the following way. If a theme declares support for our plugin, then our plugin will replace the single.php and archive.php template files of that particular theme. This process will help us achieve a different look for both the page that shows a list of posts, that is controlled either by archive.php or by index.php, and for the page that shows details of our post type, which by default would be the single.php file. This will be useful, for example, to view the custom fields that we have in our post type. Remember? The person's occupation, the company name, and the link. If the theme declares support for our plugin, those custom fields will be shown and the page formatting will be different. Now, if the theme doesn't declare support, the post list and the post content will respect the default look of the theme, which is determined by the template files the theme already uses. As a result, there will be no way for us to show the custom fields, okay? Maybe it is hard to understand this now, but everything will become clearer later on. And you get to know another interesting aspect of plugins, okay? Well, let's start by making a crucial modification to the HTML of our widget. We'll be adding a link at the end of the testimonials list that will be used to display all testimonials on a separate page. Before we do that, I'll ask you to install a plugin called Show Current Template. What it does is to show the name of the template file that is being used in a certain page. Well, I'll do it here with you guys. I'll be adding a new plugin. Show Current Template. Then install it and activate it. Well, later I'll explain how it works, okay? Let's continue in the widget file. Here after the end if, I'll paste the whole code here and explain what it does. Here in the href, I do an echo in a function called getPostTypeArchiveLink. This will generate a link to the archive page of our post type. The only parameter I need to pass here is my post type key, which is this one here. And in here I have the link text. Let's see what's changed. Well, now I have a link here below the testimonials. And if I click here, I get a page with a list of testimonials. It is a list of posts, except that the posts here are in fact testimonials, okay? If you don't see this page here, you need to go to Admin, click on Settings, Permalinks, and click again on the Save Changes button, okay? Now here in the admin bar, you can see that there is a new information here telling you what the name of the current template is. This theme in this case doesn't include an archive page and is using index.php instead to display my post types archive page, okay? So here you can see that the page layout is controlled by the theme, especially by this index.php file up here. And my theme is not showing those custom fields that belong to the testimonials post type. That's a very logical thing because I didn't create this theme myself. This is the native WordPress theme and whoever created it never imagined that I would create a plugin and would need to display my custom fields, right? Got it? That's why they don't show up here. The same thing happens if I click here on the person's name. The file that controls this page is this theme's singular.php. And of course, whoever created this theme doesn't know that there are custom fields that I want to display here along with the main post data. Well, to solve this and other problems, we'll allow the owner of the site to declare support for our plugin. When they do that, the default theme template files will be replaced by two others that we'll be creating for our plugin. In those files, we'll add our custom fields and try to make the page look as suitable as possible to be used in any other theme, because the user may want to use another theme and our plugin will have to predict that too, right? So I hope you guys understood it, but everything will be clearer in the next lessons anyway. See you there then.